In the laws of the sun, he teaches us to self-reflect. That is the key to all of our growth. Hello, my name is Donna Saunders. Today, out of 3,150 happy science books of Master Ryuho Okawa, I'd like to introduce the book that changed my life. The book that changed my life is The Laws of the Sun. My first impression of the book was that it was true, that everything in here was true. I felt that there's no way that one single man could invent or imagine everything that's in this book. He'd have to be from a higher plane, a much higher plane than I was in. I just accepted everything as gospel. As Master says, this is the new common sense, the new Bible. You can't really dispute it. He gives facts and it's indisputable. This has a depth of enlightenment. It speaks to you before you even open the cover. As soon as you receive the book, it starts working on you. We call it planting seeds. And this book is truly a living being. These are the manifestation of God's thoughts, His will. I picked Section 8, Love and the Eightfold Path. I chose this because there's many sections in this book that are wonderful, the different levels of love, but for me personally, the self-reflection, the Eightfold Path, is really what has helped me to change myself. If I hadn't reflected on the way I see things, the way I think about things, the way I do things, then there would be no change. How do you view yourself in that world? How do you view others within that world? And are you looking at them from a spiritual, correct viewpoint? Or are you looking at them from an egoistic viewpoint, a greedy viewpoint, a jealous viewpoint? So that's why I selected that, because it's the first part of looking deeply within yourself to see how you view the world and others around you. In the laws of the sun, he teaches us to self-reflect. That is the key to all of our growth. I've had a difficult divorce. It went on for about 10 years. And there were children involved. It was not an easy thing to go through. But over the years, my children grew and got older, and I knew my daughter would be getting married soon. So I needed to heal the relationship between her father and I. So I had to find his Buddha nature. I had to see the dynamics and why he was in my life, and what I was still holding on to. And the only reason he was in my life is because I, number one, chose that. He and I agreed to come into this lifetime to have children and to go through this difficult times. And I have to be very, very grateful to him, even for his mental illness, because of that, I started searching for God. And through the teachings, then I also learned how to give love in the way that is truthful. Giving love doesn't mean that you expect them to show it back in return. So this way I can just give love when I'm able to give it without expecting anything in return. If everything is a bed of roses, you're already an angel. So there's no way to test yourself. So when you come to Earth, you get that opportunity to go through different experiences. It's like a movie, you're only actors. So I have to, remind myself that I'm not a human being, I'm just a soul and acting this situation, this drama scene. The end of it, I go off on my own and the other actors go off and, we live a happy life. It was only a scene in our play. We know we have a workbook. Many spiritual leaders talk about a workbook or a life plan, and that you agree to different souls to work through those situations. And that workbook is to help us become more angelic-like. And with this, it was all in one book. I didn't have to go to the library and scan through the spiritual section to find out which book stood out for me or what psychic, book there was. It was all in one spot. When I read it the first time, it was just kind of a knowledge thing. But now, when I reread it, it goes deeper. It has a deeper sense of connecting to my soul and deepening my faith and understanding more on what Lord El Cantata is really trying to say to us on a deeper level. All I'll say is our soul has millions, billions of lifetimes. And it takes a lot to be able to get through to the actual core of ourselves. In Christianity, they just say you go to heaven or go to hell. So I just thought, well, you're a nice person, okay, so you just go to heaven. But heaven is just this place where everybody's just wandering around. I didn't really have a concept of what heaven was. Just, this wonderful place that everybody wants to go to. But in the laws of the sun, they teach that there are different dimensions. It's based on your mindset. If you are not a highly enlightened person, you don't go to a higher level. It's similar to school, the different levels in school. You can't be a doctor until you learn how to be a doctor. So you can't go to the university until you do the other stages to get there. For me, Happy Science just has in-depth teachings of everything, of all the spirits who came in the past, of how the world was created, how long ago it was created, everything. It just has the truth about everything. The laws of the sun was handwritten and channeled. So Master didn't write it through his own mind. He wrote it through inspiration. So that comes from a higher dimension, a much higher dimension than Jesus Christ. He is in the 9th dimension with the other prophets. And we know that because Jesus himself said he's the Son of the Father. So there's no disputing that. And Happy Science is the Father, the source. I believe in God and I believe in Jesus, but Jesus to me was just a middleman. If I'm going to pray, I want to go right to the source, which is funny because it's the source. So I was looking for more. So I'm so thankful that finally, after my search of about 10 years, I found the source. I found the mission. I found how I can change myself into a better person. It is an enlightened book. It has already been enlightened. It's gone through the process. It is one source, one planet, one people. It's already God in manifestation. It's enlightened. The material world is so easy to slide into. But the whole reason for enlightenment is to go through those challenges in life. Because when difficult things come up, that's when you're tested. And if you're not practicing them a little bit along the way, when the real tough stuff comes in, you can't overcome them. It's easier just to slide back. So that's why it's important to do this on a regular basis. So living a spiritual life is not an easy thing to do, but it's not impossible. So we just have to make effort and we can achieve it. Thank you. It was the book that changed my life. Donna Saunders.